Rachel Keller was an investigative journalist known for her tenacity and sharp instincts. She had a knack for uncovering the most obscure truths, and her latest assignment would test these skills to the utmost. Little did she know, this investigation would plunge her into a chilling nightmare that blurred the lines between reality and the supernatural. It all began when Rachel's niece, Katie, a bright and lively high school student, was found dead under mysterious circumstances. Katie's death shocked the community, but what truly disturbed Rachel were the peculiar details surrounding it. Katie had been found with a look of abject terror frozen on her face, and the autopsy revealed no discernible cause of death. Rachel's sister, Ruth, was inconsolable and desperate for answers. She confided in Rachel about a disturbing rumor circulating among Katie's friends. They spoke of a cursed videotape that, when watched, would lead to the viewer's death exactly 7 days later. Initially dismissive, Rachel's curiosity got the better of her. As a journalist, she couldn't ignore such a bizarre lead, no matter how far-fetched it seemed. Rachel began her investigation by interviewing Katie's closest friends. Each story was eerily similar: a mysterious videotape filled with disturbing, surreal images, followed by a cryptic phone call that simply stated, 7 days. The stories were consistent and chillingly precise, leading Rachel to believe that there was something more than mere coincidence at play. Determined to find the tape, Rachel visited the cabin where Katie and her friends had stayed. It was a secluded place by the lake, shrouded in an unsettling silence. Inside, she found the tape tucked away among other mundane recordings. With a mixture of dread and skepticism, she decided to watch it. The tape was a montage of nightmarish imagery: a woman brushing her hair in a mirror, a ladder leaning against the side of a building, a lone chair in an empty room, and finally, a well with a young girl attempting to climb out. The images were disjointed and haunting, each frame imbued with a sense of impending doom. As the tape ended, the phone rang. Rachel answered it, and a chilling voice whispered, 7 days. At first, Rachel tried to rationalize the experience, attributing the call to a prank. However, as the days passed, strange events began to occur. Unexplained nosebleeds, eerie visions, and a sense of being constantly watched gnawed at her sanity. Desperate for answers, she turned to Noah, her estranged ex-boyfriend and the father of her young son, Aidan. Noah was skeptical but agreed to help her investigate the tape's origins. Their research led them to the Moscow Island lighthouse, the location featured in the tape. Here, they discovered the tragic story of Samara Morgan, a young girl with mysterious and dangerous abilities. Samara was adopted by Anna and Richard Morgan, who had hoped for a happy family but instead found themselves tormented by Samara's inexplicable powers. Animals on their farm began to die, and Samara's disturbing visions were recorded on videotapes. The Morgans eventually confined Samara to the barn, isolating her from the world. Driven to madness by Samara's influence, Anna threw the girl into a well, believing it was the only way to stop her. Samara survived in the well for 7 days before succumbing to her fate, her anger and pain imprinting themselves onto the videotape, creating the deadly curse. As Rachel and Noah delved deeper into Samara's history, they realized they were running out of time. With only days left, Rachel's sense of urgency grew. She decided to confront Richard Morgan, hoping he could provide more answers. Richard, however, was evasive and ultimately committed suicide, unable to live with the guilt and terror that had haunted him. Their investigation led them to the well shown in the tape, located beneath the floorboards of a cabin on the Morgan property. With only hours to spare, Rachel descended into the well and discovered Samara's remains. She had hoped that uncovering the truth and giving Samara proper burial would break the curse. After recovering Samara's body, the police and forensics teams handled the remains, and Rachel and Noah felt a sense of closure. However, their relief was short-lived. The following day, Noah was found dead, his face contorted in the same expression of terror as Katie's. Rachel realized the horrifying truth: uncovering Samara's body had not broken the curse. Instead, the only way to save oneself was to make a copy of the tape and show it to someone else, passing the curse on. Rachel rushed home and explained everything to Aidan, who had watched the tape as well. Desperate to save her son, she made him create a copy of the tape. In a harrowing realization, Rachel understood that she had to choose someone to show the tape to, condemning them to the same fate in order to save herself and Aidan. The weight of her actions bore heavily on Rachel, but she knew she had no other choice. The curse had to continue its deadly cycle. As she pondered her next move, she was haunted by the images from the tape and the knowledge that Samara's wrath would never truly be contained. Rachel's story became a dark testament to the lengths a mother would go to protect her child, even if it meant condemning another to a grisly fate. The cursed videotape remained out there, waiting for its next unsuspecting victim, perpetuating a cycle of fear and death that seemed impossible to break. The nightmare of Samara Morgan lived on, hidden in plain sight, a sinister reminder of the horrors that lurk just beneath the surface of everyday life. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you wanted to get connected with us, then subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video.